Hello, and welcome to Gunpla Reviews, where it is myself versus my shelf. At time of recording, just over 200 model kits, and a bunch of reviews to keep doing. Now, as of time of recording and time of presentation, could be months, could be a year apart. We'll find out. But as of this day, nearing the end of December, we have the JDG 09X, a variant of the JDG 00X Death Army Devil Gundam Army's mobile suits from the year of our Bandai Lords 2019. Literally, this came out about 2 weeks ago, again as of recording. I got this, it skipped the backlog, and here we are, ready and eager to show off the Death Army, at least until, or rather before, any P-Bandai variants are thus announced. I'm hoping for a Death Army Marine, personally. But here we are with both front and back, and let us, I suppose, go through in order. You know, the traditional runners, warnings, and sales semantics. Instructions begin with the body and head, then the arms, shoulders. You know, we get the right arm in there, torso, upper torso assembly, followed by the legs. Somewhere in there is also the feet. But once it actually does the entirety of the leg and then the foot. Wait, hold on. Let's look at this. Okay, both legs. But then I guess right leg and left leg, since they seem to be ever so slightly asymmetrical, possibly. Very strange. Waist assembly, which will put us back here on the color pages. Lower torso assembly, how to mount onto action base. The beam club, putting that in both hands, open and closed. And the slightly floating mass movement transformation. So here we have the man. Now, I have found myself actually appreciating this pose as of late, which is, as you can see from here, you don't get any ab crunch. Oh look, there's some ab crunch. It is the hanging doll pose, I like to call it, where it seems more like it is suspended around the waist, like, say, a puppet or some sort of marionette at a stand, and it hangs there ever so slightly limp and loose, so the shoulders are draped forward, the legs hang loose, the head would be aimed downward. But this is not a video about posing. This is a video about reviewing model kits. Up here at the head, let's get in there. We don't get a whole lot of turn, but we do get a gimmick. If we pop this off right here, we see that we can rotate the eye. Bachiri Mina. Everybody look. Secondarily though, if we separate the pieces, we can get a clear look at the only two stickers on this entire model. We have one eye there, large and ominous. And then one eye here, small and focused. On the plastic here, the black piece here, both sides are molded, so if you are the daring sort to go through and paint that, you at least have some guidelines for which side goes where. Pop that back in place. Now, as spoken in another video, there is that missed opportunity wherein this could be the rotating point and you could get a full rotation, but I can see that probably needing to be more of a 100 scale size thing, and if you were to break this off, then you break your rotation. At the arms, you get full swing. At the elbow, you only get about 90 degrees, and your regular ball and socket fist. Now if you take the fist off, you can rotate these cuffs over, so it doesn't matter what side your cuff is actually on during construction. And of course, almost forgot, bicep rotation. Perfect, unobstructed. At the waist, we get hella ab crunch. He putting in work, but no back. No, wait. No. Yes, no, nothing in the back. But do we get, oh, nope. The back parts here. Wait, hold on, let's see. No, internal structure prevents torso rotation, which is very awkward, as is that piece being stuck right there. Up front, we have one singular front skirt, which that piece popped off. It goes so far. The side skirts are on ball plugs, and then you get this little bit of a skirt in the back. Is that the legendary premium butt flap? There's reason for this. So with front skirt out of the way, we get kick forward. And we also get a hefty bend at the knee, which shows off a little bit of stuff there. I'm finding that just upon touching it, I'm getting a lot of shoving this back skirt inward, which it's not time for that yet. And at the foot, we get some wiggle there, some back and forth here. Oh, well, that's not very showing, but that's what we get. The boy has an absolute split, but then what we get as part of a gimmick, we get a full backswing, so much that he can actually kick himself in the back of the head. But that's where we stop there with articulation and move on to gimmicks and features and inclusions. For you also get an alternative foot sort of thing, which you plug that in place of the feet. Let's get this other foot out here. Pop that foot in place, and then with this back skirt out of the way, you are able to bring the feet up here, and I suppose you're supposed to kind of rotate these back a little, perhaps? I don't know. But now you have a sort of floating transport mode. It's kind of gives it an A rank in the air, even though it's not really technically flying. It's just kind of, yeah, it's not a flight type so much as it just is for going and existing in mass, in droves, for frightening. Now we can see that as I push them up to the thing, they do kind of fall back out of place. But that is what that is. Let's bring his legs back down and get this back skirt out of the abyss. Pop these feet back off and slide these feet back in, because I like him standing while we're working on our model. Working on the review here. He is a bit loose, so he does most certainly kind of lose a couple of points there, but oh well. For the accessories, we have the club mace, which, as you suspect, or not a club mace, but a beam rifle club. It acts as simply a gun, and then it comes with a very proprietary hand with a tab in it for wielding as a club. When it comes to Super Robot Wars, he gets two moves, bashing and shooting. Nothing more is needed. But that's it. He's a very simple man. Much Much akin to the Leo, he is simple, but comes in many variants with many flavors and customizability. Actually, no, he's not very customizable at all. Like, the idea is to not be customized, to be very homogenized and mass-produced, more so than any other unit has ever been. Like, you spit these out in waves because you need number. You don't need quality. You just need a number. And thus is the Devil Army. But we here at ZEON, once I put him back in the center, with everything that he comes with, not the stand. That's extra. ZEON says, fund it. Absolutely, if you are a fan of G Gundam, you were screaming like, yes, more G Gundam, more high grade. And you can already see that you will get mini P Bandai just for this alone. Not to mention, half of these runners will be used for the upcoming Eldora Brute, and maybe a little bit for that Eldora Genis. No, that's not a Genis, but I digress. ZEON says, get you one, maybe two, maybe 10 for a diorama. I don't think they'll make a Maganax set, but I am most certainly going to be back with any and all P Bandai variants that I can get my angry, rich, spendy little hands on. But I thank you for watching. And as always, SIEG ZEON.